Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel Mo Digging. It's nice to see you once again. This week I'm going to do something just a little different. I'm actually going to hunt 3 separate locations that are all really small. The first of which is actually a site where they tore down a 1900 house, and there's just a narrow strip that's undisturbed. Second, I'm going to go out to a home site that's from 1928 where the house is still standing. And lastly, I'm going to go hunt a little house that dates from about 1950. So we're going to hunt around, hopefully find some interesting relics, and have a good time. Let's get straight to it. This is how you start a week right. I've been out here for about 10 minutes now, and I've dug up 3 clad quarters and just got myself a dime signal, popped my plug, and I've got a silver dime sitting right here, and I can see it says 1 dime on one side. So this is either going to be a seeded dime or a barber dime. Let's find out together. Well, like I said, I had kind of a slow start on this hunt. I got myself 3 clad quarters, but I just popped that out of the ground. Check that out. I've got a little dime sitting right here. It says 1 dime on it. Let's pick it up and move it up here. 1 dime. Ooh, it's in good shape too. Ooh, and it's a barber. That is so sweet. We're gonna set that right there. I'm gonna get my water out. And we're gonna clean this thing up just a little bit. I don't wanna rub on it. Ooh, it's a Denver mint too. That is awesome. If you give me a moment, we'll clean it up a little bit more, but that is a beautiful coin. I love the barber dime. Is it a 1914 maybe? The year the First World War broke out? That is so cool. Well, I was a little mistaken with this coin. It is a Denver mint. You can see the D down there. But you flip it over, and that is actually a 1911 barber dime. That is really neat. It's got some scuff damage. I don't think I did that. The ground out here was a little bit shifted, but still a really beautiful coin. I don't find too many barbers, and I will happily take this one. Well, I've been digging trash for about the last 20 minutes, and got myself a really loud 85 signal at about 8 inches down, and pop that out. That is a neat relic. That's the keyhole for probably the front door of this place that used to be here. That is awesome. I love finding this kind of stuff. It's certainly got a good story to it. Well, this is not right. I just got a really deep penny dime signal at about 6 inches down, about 10 feet away from that barber dime, and now I've got a clad dime. Oh my gosh. That stinks. I've actually got 2 clad dimes now and a couple pennies. No Wheaties or Indians, but we'll take it. There might be something else cool out here. Boy, there is a lot of trash in this yard, but thankfully I just got another older coin. I've already looked at the other side, and I know it's a wheat penny. It was pretty deep, but the ground out here has been shifted. There's the wheat on the reverse. Let's see what year it is. 45? Yeah, a little 1945. And it survived in the ground pretty well, so we'll take a Wheatie. Like I said, you guys, there was not a lot of ground to cover out there. Managed to dig up quite a bit of trash in that little narrow strip. Pull tabs and pieces of aluminum cans and really just kind of junk from the street, but it was worth my time, I think. I did manage to dig a few older things. This was actually sitting out in the disturbed part of that property, but I think this is probably off like a dresser or something like that, some piece of furniture. Got that piece of a lock plate, and then a few little coins, some modern change, a wheat penny, and this really neat little barber dime. So we'll go on to the next property, a house built in 1928. Well, this is my 4th signal at this new property. I just got a really deep penny dime signal and popped my plug, and I've got some sort of silver coin sitting in a little clump of soil. So let's find out what we have here. It was a squeaker of a signal, but if we look down here at this dirt clod, I see something right there. You see it? I got some sort of reeded coin. Let's find out what we have here. Oh boy, what is this? I really don't want to scratch it up. I don't know. I'll have to come back here in just a moment. We've got ourselves some sort of silver dime. Well, it's not in perfect condition, but I certainly took my time and cleaned this coin properly. I've got myself a 1927 S Winged Liberty dime. It's a little worn and it's got some tarnish from being in the soil, but that's a beautiful little coin, a nice little silver dime. It's one of my favorite coins too, so we will properly put that away and keep hunting around for a little while. I have mostly been digging up trash these last 30 minutes, but out by the road I just got kind of a 60-something signal and popped this out of the ground. It is a Missouri sales tax token in terrible condition. I find one of these just about every time I go to a property from the Great Depression era. These were zinc. Well, they actually made plastic ones too, but the ones from the 30s are zinc, and this one's in pretty bad shape. I'll have to throw up a better picture of a non-dug one, or one that you can actually see what it says, but it's a Missouri sales tax token, a mill. That's right, we'll put it away. Well, I know this doesn't look like much. It was a really tiny signal at about 5 or 6 inches down, but I think this might be a bag seal. I don't think it's terribly old. You can see it's a piece of lead, and they've stamped it there. You see the cross-hatching, and you actually can see 2 wires running through it. So I think this is a kind of a more modern bag seal. It's got some like copper or brass wiring running through it, but yeah, a bag seal. You would use it to kind of close up some sort of product in a bag and sell it to somebody. So not bad. We'll take a little bit of lead. Just had myself a squeaker of a signal. It was way down there. It was probably 8 or 9 inches down. I popped my plug over, and then I searched with my pinpointer in the hole, and it was in the sidewall here, and then I flipped some soil over, and I've got another silver dime sitting right here. Don't even know what it is just yet. Probably a Merc if I had to take a guess. Could be a Rosie. Don't want to damage it. What do we got? That might be a Mercury dime. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure of that. Let me get my water out. We'll clean it up just a little bit. 1940 maybe? I'm having trouble seeing it, but if you give me just a moment, we'll clean this up and take a closer look. Oh yeah, that's a beautiful Merc. Well, I haven't cleaned it all the way just yet. It's a 1940D Mercury dime, or Winged Liberty as some people like to say. It's the official name, I believe. It's got some kind of rub marks on it. I don't think I did that, but maybe it was kind of moved around on the ground a little bit. Still a beautiful little coin, though. It's 2 Mercury dimes now, and a barber. Just had myself a really loud 71 signal and popped my plug. And sitting right there is a pocket knife, or the remains of one at the very least. Yep, it looks like it's just the brass that has survived. It may have been covered in wood at one time, but that's somebody's old pocket knife. Not a bad find. Well, I ended up digging just about every little signal out of this property, so let's take a moment to go over the board for this area too. Even for a really small piece of property, there were plenty of targets to dig. Managed to find quite a bit of junk, lots of kind of pot metal pieces and pieces of aluminum and things like that. But managed to get some coins. I showed you one of these sales tax tokens coming out of the ground. That's a 1 mil token. That's actually a 5 mil. I find these occasionally. It's also zinc and in terrible condition, just like that one. But I got some wheat pennies in here, a little bit of clad. Got 2 keys I didn't show you. There's that little bag seal, lead bag seal. And then 2 pieces of silver. So not too bad. This family that lived here probably didn't have a whole lot of money, but we'll go on to the very last location that I'm going to go hunt. All right, everybody, let's go on to our third and final location this week. A house built in the probably early 1950s. Let's see what kind of stuff we pull out of this property. I have been out at this new location for a few minutes now and dug up some sort of pot metal decorative item. Not sure exactly what that's off of. But right here I've got myself a little compact, looks like. Probably vintage 1930s or 40s woman's compact, I would guess that is. Could also be a lid off of some other item. But it's pretty beat up. We'll put it away though and keep hunting. Well, as I hopefully explained, there are some older properties around this 1950s house. And I just got a coin signal and pop this out of the ground. I've got some sort of old buckle. That's definitely before the house. It predates this property. So it may have been dropped by somebody walking nearby. That's got to be at least 70 or 80 years old. It's a neat old buckle, little piece of brass. Well, everybody, I've been out here for about 30 to 45 minutes and have dug a bunch of stuff, but I finally think I have my first coin or token or whatever this is. Let's find out together. I've already rubbed it up a little bit and I'm pretty sure it's a token. It says 4 boys. And then over here it says $1 premium money. I'm not sure about that. That's a token I've never seen before. If you give me a moment, we'll clean it up and maybe get an identification for this thing. Well, everybody, this looks to be a weird one. This is a really odd token that I've never seen before. Take a look at this. It says 4 boys, 4 girls, some sort of shoes, and then I think it says half the fun of having feet. I'm pretty sure this is some sort of early shoe company token, I think. I think that might say Goose up there, premium money, $1. So it's probably some sort of early promotional token. Boy, that is really odd. You can see there's a goose or some sort of bird right there. But I've never found anything quite like that. That's really, really neat. We'll put it away. This was just a really small coin signal, and wasn't sure what I had here for a second. It is a small piece of aluminum, unfortunately, but it's a little calendar. I actually asked my dad about this one time, about these small calendars, and he said that they would give these away at banks a lot of times, and that you could affix these to like the strap to a watch, is how he described it. But pretty cool. It's a little calendar for 1968, June of 1968. Kind of neat. We'll put that in the bag too. Well, it took about an hour of digging, but I finally have my first coin at this property. Let's find out what we have together. It is not much, but I've got a penny. I got a little penny sitting down here. Let's find out together what this is. It is a wheat penny. That is awesome. I'll take a wheatie. Give me a moment, I'll clean it up just a little bit. It's nothing too special, but at least it's a coin. That is a 1952D wheat cent. Not the oldest coin I've ever found, but at least we found something out here. We'll put it away. Just got myself another little cosmetic container. Pretty cool, pretty small, and probably brass. And I think it says Princess Pat on there. It's one of the brand names, I think, from like the 30s or the 40s. So not a bad find. We'll put that one away too. This was just a really loud mid-70s signal, and I popped something out that's kind of cool. I got a old lipstick container. That's got to be pretty old. I'd say it's probably at least from the 40s or maybe the 50s. But neat little find. It might actually have a brand name on it up there on the top, but we'll take it home and maybe do a little bit of research. Very cool. All right, everybody, here's all my finds from this last hunt. Managed to find a few interesting things and a lot of trash. Unfortunately, the people that used to live here obviously didn't have a lot of money, but we ended up finding a zinc penny, a wheat penny, and that really cool token. So we'll show off some of the stuff in the wrap-up. Well, I'm back at the house now, you guys, and have cleaned up all my finds, so let's take a few moments to go over the board. I certainly do realize that I showed you guys most of the stuff for each individual hunt this week, but we'll go over the board and just kind of do a quick review. Here is all my trash from this week. Lots and lots of junk. Lots of pieces of aluminum and brass and anything and everything that people would throw out. If you're going to go out and metal detect, take all this stuff with you and properly dispose of it, because unfortunately you dig a lot of junk in this hobby. But we'll come over here and look at the better stuff. We got ourselves a little bit of modern change. There's some clad quarters, clad dimes, some nickels, and some copper Lincoln Memorial pennies. There's also a few zinc pennies right there. We managed to get ourselves what is probably a valve stem cover for an old tire. Pretty neat. I did manage to get that lipstick container, and I did get an ID on it. It says Max Factor Hollywood. This is circa late 1940s to early 1960s. So digging this up at a 1950s house is about age appropriate. Certainly a pretty cool little find. I'll take that. What else do we have? We got ourselves a flattened penny. That's pretty neat. Somebody probably put that on the railroad tracks. Can't quite tell what kind of penny it was, but we'll take that too. There's that big heavy piece of brass for probably an old piece of furniture. That's my guess, but another neat find. We ended up getting 6 wheat pennies. I think the oldest is a 1927. There is that Princess Pat cosmetic container. Pretty cool. That's also probably 40s, I would say. A few pieces of brass. Did end up getting that little tiny bag seal. Not sure about the age on that, but it's a neat little find. People dig these up and don't know what they are. It's bag seal. We ended up getting 2 little Missouri sales tax tokens. That's a 1 mil and that's a 5 mil. These were introduced when sales tax was started in the United States. We ended up getting that really cool little token for the Red Goose Shoe Company out of St. Louis. Makes it twice as cool since it's a local item here in Missouri. Neat token. Wish it was in better shape. 2 keys. We got that neat little buckle. There's that keyhole cover or a lock plate or whatever you'd want to call that. Probably off the front door of that 1900 house that was torn down. Obviously been destroyed a little bit, probably when they tore the house down. And then I ended up getting 3 pieces of silver, 2 mercury dimes, a 1927 and a 1940. And then my best find is I somehow managed to get a barber dime this week, a 1911D. That is an awesome coin. I love finding Barbies. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I had a lot of fun this week. We managed to find some really cool relics and coins and had a lot of fun. The weather was pretty hot, but that's just the way this hobby goes. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy what I'm doing, and I will see you next time. Bye now.